Okay, so I was going to turn this into just like a post, but then I started writing the post and it got super long and I just decided to turn it into a video because it's a whole lot easier to just explain it than type it. So, 2026 is coming in. This isn't really like oh, new year, new me type thing. This is really just stuff that I've been working on for months and some stuff that I have already started, and it just happens to be that I'm finally telling everybody about it at the end of the year. So, to get started, guides. Guides will continue. Nothing new about that. Cosmic Exploration really overloaded me when it came to guide making. It like doubled or tripled in some cases the amount of guides that I felt like I needed to put out each patch, and that kind of just imploding in on myself on that. But I figured it out. I now figured out how to get that to work, and so and so you'll be able to expect all of the big fish guides, cosmic exploration guides, and skill and mechanics guides that I've been putting off because of cosmic exploration. Those will all be coming out soon. Text guides for A Fisher's Guide to Eorzea will continue as well, and I hope that I will have the text guide for cosmic exploration out at least before the end of the expansion. I really cannot underpin how much cosmic exploration has really thrown a wrench in my plans. It's a good wrench because I love cosmic exploration, but it is also kind of I had to like rework some workflows and timelines and balance stuff. It's a thing. All of that on top of working a full-time job. So, ta-da! Okay, more exciting things now as I scroll down my list. FanFest. So I will be at the North American FanFest in Anaheim in April. Once again, I will be hosting the a Final Fantasy XIV Fisher Meetup, or players who just like fish. This time we'll be at the Aquarium of the Pacific on Long Beach. I'll have more information out for the RSVP coming up at the end of January. I'm super excited to meet you, Era. This is the fourth aquarium meetup that I have hosted for various conventions. You may remember the first one that I did, which was in Las Vegas. That one is a ton of fun, and you'll see more info on that at the end of January. All right, so I have hit 10,000 subscribers, which is admittedly about 9,000 more subscribers than I was expecting to ever get for a video channel about fishing in an MMO, which is cool. Thank you all for your continued support. It really does mean a lot, but I want to do something to celebrate that. So sometime here in the next few months, I don't have a specific date, mainly because I'm trying to base it around like the patches. I will be hosting a charity event. This is going to be for a charity related to marine life in some way, shape, or form. I'm currently looking at a couple of conservation charities and a couple of aquariums, and I'll pick one that will do. And if this goes well, we might just turn it into a yearly thing. But I have a final list of who I want to do this for, and you'll start seeing announcements for that coming soon on this channel. It will be a live streamed event. We'll be doing fishing in Final Fantasy XIV. We'll be doing fishing in other games as well, because I think that would be just kind of fun to do. And there might be some stuff tied to that as well. I'm still figuring that out, but keep an eye out for it. So one of the things that I have been starting to do a bit more is stream. Woo! And so something that I think would be really fun is if you could all have a chance to come big fishing with me in game. And you're like, whoa, you're going to big fish? You already do that. This is different. What I'm going to do is I have a alt that is going to be fresh level 100, freshly completed. I'm just going to skip them straight to the end of, straight to the start of Dawn Trail. And we are going to, on stream, and only on stream on this alt at least, catch big fish. And what I am going to do for that is turn them into sort of like mini guides each time that we go. So if you wanted to follow along, I will post a schedule before the stream, like either a few hours before or, maybe a day or two before, depending on when the stream's going to be. And you can join if you want, and you can learn fishing strategy. You can learn about the fish. You can learn a whole bunch of other things. And it just turns going for big fish or final fish in this case, into a more social activity, which is something that I know a lot of people like about fishing, and they don't really fish unless there is that social aspect to it. So I am providing that. You will be able to come and do that with me whenever it happens. I don't think it'll be a regular day, like it's not going to be like every Thursday or something like that. It will be a little more sporadic because there will be some fish that I will want to target, and we'll just build, little fish trains, but there should be enough ample time ahead of time of those streams that you'll be able to come and know and join. And if you miss it, what will happen is I will take that VOD, and not only will the VOD be posted, but I will break the VOD up and I will do some light edits on each of the fish and turn each of those into guides. So the other reason that I'm doing this is because it allows me to backfill a lot of fish guides that I don't think I would otherwise spend production time on. Like, I think I used the example of Mud Pilgrim. You probably don't even know where Mud Pilgrim is because it's not a very memorable fish. And it's not one that I would necessarily make a guide for, but if I had the footage for it, I could trim it up into something that would be useful. So what I want to ultimately do is provide this social aspect to everyone to come and use that as a motivation to catch big fish, and to also be able to backfill some of those older fish that don't necessarily warrant production time on guides, but they still, we should still have guides for them, because I get asked questions about like the most random of fish. These guides will not be normal guides. Do not think that these guides are going to be replacing normal guides. Any guide for a fish that is added from now until whenever the game ends or I stop playing, whatever happens first, will get the normal guide that you are used to. This is really just to backfill some of those really common fish that just don't warrant normal guides to begin with. Like, I'm not going to spend 3 hours recording, editing, and writing this text guide for like Mud Pilgrim. But if I do it on stream, I can explain how to do it on stream. I can chop that up really quick. It takes me like 30 minutes. I render it, I post it on YouTube, and it's there for people to enjoy and to use. And I can, maybe I'll get Carby to put it on his tracker, or I'll put it somewhere else. It's there for you. So that's kind of those are like the two main reasons that I'm doing it: for social and to kind of provide that instruction. Okay, so at least twice this year, I am going to be hosting a larger fishing event. This will be a fish train, and it is going to be catching fish from specific real world regions while also learning about those fish and those regions. So if you have seen my two panels at Gateway Fate on You Mean to Tell Me That's a Real Fish, think of that, but we're going to do that in-game, and we're going to make it a little bit more interactive. It's going to be a little bit more fun, and it's going to be like the fish of North America, or the fish of the Yucatan, or like fish of Japan, or the fish of the Cambrian explosion, like those types of things. And you're going to learn a little bit of science and history while fishing. I think that these will just be kind of fun, but they can be a bit of a big production, so don't expect them often. I am just shooting for 2 this year, and if I can do 3, great. But I'm going to shoot for 2. It'll probably be 1 in the summer, and then 1 towards the end of the year, probably October, we'll say. Don't hold me to that, because that'll change. But those 2 dates, roughly, like those 2 time periods, like the summer and the fall, will probably be when these are. So if you're interested in fish and history, you have this to look forward to. You may have seen my friend Em and I's panel called Weird But True Fish Lore, how fish lore tells its own stories, at Dragon Con or Gateway Fate, or even here on my YouTube channel. A lot of people liked that panel, and many of you have requested that Em and I do more things like that together. So we are. We are currently in the works for a relatively large thing that we are going to be doing together in the same vein as kind of those panels. And we're not quite ready to share what it is yet, but be assured it's going to be tons of fun. I'm super excited for it, and you'll be getting more info on that in the next few months. Okay, so that's pretty much everything that I've been working on. If you've been following me on social media or on Twitch or watched my live streams or whatever, you probably have already heard all of this. None of this should really be a surprise, but I wanted to put this video together to put it all together so that it was there for those of you who don't. I also want to hear your feedback on everything. If you didn't already know, I'm really receptive to feedback. If there is something that I could be doing, if there's a fish that you want a guide for, just let me know. Either on Blue Sky or on Twitter or in the comment section of YouTube, just be like, hey, do you have a guide on this? And if I don't, I'll add it to my list if I think it needs to be made. And if you need it like right then and there, or if it's something that I'm not going to get to for a while, I will write a guide for you in the comment section. Like, I will totally do that. So, feedback is always welcomed, constructive feedback, ideally. But yeah, I hope you all had a great year. I hope you all have a good end of your year, however you decide to celebrate it. But until next time, I guess, I'll talk to you then. Good luck. Happy fishing. Happy New Year. Happy birthday. I don't know. I hope you just have a great end of your year, and I hope that you have a great start to your year as well.